quite happy we could just have a little private discussion.
I don't mind.
Sorry.
So I was going to three things I'll cover. First of all, I'll ask you if you've read the Quran myself.
I read it.
In order of the revelation by the Prophet.
In order?
In order as revealed by the Prophet.
Oh no, because the way it was revealed to the Prophet, it came in different parts. It
Yeah,
didn't come
but if you put it in order, you know the first surah of the Quran, 96. You know 96 is the first.
Okay, I don't know the exact verse.
So understanding the Quran, you've got to read it in order. You can't just say everything. The other thing, you said knowledge. Okay, we look at all the chewing gum on the floor.
Yes.
Is that knowledge or is that no knowledge? I was just saying.
Well, the chewing gum.
It's made of pattern. It exists.
Well, I don't think it's really a pattern.
Well.
Like you know what I'll call a pattern? Like, if I look at a mountain, I will not say there's a pattern. But if I go in America, you know that city where there's a rock of the pictures of the president?
Is it knowledge or no knowledge?
You asked me a question, if I can, yeah? There is knowledge behind the chewing gum to the individuals who made it. For them dropping on the floor, yeah, there was a knowledge that dropped it on the floor. For you to tell me that's a pattern, I won't say that's a pattern.
I say them three are a triangle.
Okay, folks.
Yeah,
them three.
Okay,
every three.
Okay, let's make a rectangle. Let's make a rectangle.
Few weeks.
Yeah, it might be a bit of thing.
And we've been
And then we've got chewing
unpacking
gum.
verses.
Every three
So what I'm trying
is
to
a
say-
triangle. Every three is a triangle.
How? Show me another
verses
triangle. There, look, 1,
that
2,
we
3
want, we
there.
need to question.
Every three is
What
a
about
triangle.
these three? Are these a triangle? 1, 2, 3. That's a straight line.
If you actually
Follow
were
the Sirat
We
al-Mustaqim,
looked at
it's a
quite
straight
a few
line.
historical
Yeah.
anachronisms.
to a degree,
We looked at
Yes.
some of the
But
internal
you can't
problems
say this is a
with the
pattern.
Quran.
Okay.
We looked at some of the
Please,
contradictions.
can we go somewhere else?
Yeah,
Some of the
Shaitans have
errors
come
that
down.
were in the
Realise-
Quran.
Sorry, I'm just going this side because I can
We
hear you
looked at
better.
what the Quran said about Muhammad and Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
what I'm trying to do, the conversation you were having here is needs to be fast forwarded.
Yes,
And we have
sorry.
to fast forwarded to we don't know. The answer is we can't. Nobody can know many things. But the answer is how do you hang Islam on the fact that a creator exists?
Okay, what we need to
Or a
first do is...
creator might exist.
thank
That
you.
connection.
Okay, what's your name by the way, sir?
John.
I'm Ali. That's me. Okay, basically, the first thing we need to address is this. Before we go into Islam, Christianity, or any other religion, do you believe in a creator?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, alright. So let's start off with that because me talking about Islam wouldn't matter at all. Because if I came and say, hey, Islam says, you're going to say, look, mate, I don't believe in a creator. Why are you telling me about Islam?
I'm surprised you don't know what the first surah is.
No. I know it's reading the name of your Lord, but I don't know where it's in the Quran.
96.
Yeah, I didn't know. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. You've informed me. I've benefited from that. I thank you for that. So what I'm trying to say, Uncle, is that what we're saying here is, why do you believe that there is not a creator? What is your evidence?
I didn't say that.
Oh, you do believe in a creator?
I said I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, let me tell you why I think we should believe in a creator. Yeah? Okay, if I was giving the brother the same example. If I had a piece of tissue in my left hand and an iPad in my right hand.
So you used the knowledge. That's why I looked at the bubble gum on the floor.
No, I understand, but the bubble gum came from... Are you telling me the bubble gum came out of nowhere?
Well, you said, did it come from knowledge or lack of knowledge? And I was asking you the question, did the bubble gum on the floor come from knowledge or lack of
No,
knowledge?
but are we talking about the bubble gum on the floor or the pattern that you claim the bubble gum has?
Both.
Okay, for example, I don't believe there's a pattern.
Okay.
Yeah? So I believe the bubble gum came from knowledge. A knowledgeable person made the bubble gum. And a knowledgeable person chewed that bubble gum and threw it on the floor.
Lots of different knowledges.
Yes, there's knowledge is different.
But each knowledge is equally valid.
Well, it depends on the individual, how knowledgeable he is, maybe. But what I mean is like basic knowledge, yes. Yeah?
I accept that.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if I had a tissue in my hand and an iPad on my right hand, yeah? Which one, if you was to choose, which one would you say is designed? There's a design behind it more. Like, which one's more complex?
So the iPad and what?
And the tissue. I have a tissue in my hand.
I'm happily both designed.
Thank you.
Engineered and designed.
Thank you. But which one would you go for that's seems a bit more complex in design?
I have no knowledge of either designs. I don't know. In terms of the manufacture, I just think once they're streamlined and understood.
Yeah, but you know. Okay. To be honest, you choosing both is good for me. You would come to the conclusion that they're both designed equally. Yeah. Right.
I wouldn't say equally, but I don't have no knowledge. I'm not afraid to say I don't know.
I admire that. Thank you. That's really good. Okay, but would we come to a conclusion that there's design behind it both?
I would congratulate each individual who created each.
Yeah, see that? Okay. Now, is the universe more complex or the tissue?
I have no idea.
Like, we believe the universe is more complex than the tissue. So that's the reason.
So much, because you asked, can the universe come from nothing? If you've got infinite density,
What do you mean by infinite density?
I don't know.
Okay, but how
That's
do you-
why there's the physicists
Yeah.
will talk about infinite density,
But you know all this,
and from which the Big Bang emerged.
okay, but what we're saying is the Big Bang. Like, before I jump onto that, I want to just give this example. Yeah, the universe is billion, trillions, quadrillion times more complex than a tissue. We look at a tissue without even going to see in the factory if it was made. We say, hey, it's a designer behind it, must be. So what we're saying is use the same standards, the same principles with a universe that is trillion times more complex than a tissue. So if we can say to the tissue, it has a designer, it has an individual who made it, how can we look at the universe and say, no designer by chance? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I see what you're trying to say. I accept your
Does that make sense to
belief.
you?
It makes sense to me, except I'm quite happy to wait for evidence to emerge.
But there's
Say-
evidence. I just gave it to you.
No, you gave me evidence of a possible designer, but he's not revealed himself.
No.
And you got evidence of chaos theory, where it's emerged
No.
chaotic.
We can never get order by chaos. But that's a different argument. A tissue. Does a tissue have a designer?
No, we're talking about the universe.
No. I'm going to come to the universe. Would you say a tissue has a designer?
I would say if I did the research, I could probably go and find his name, and it might be Mr. Tissue.
Okay,
We could
yeah,
put a
it
photograph.
might be Mr. Jonathan Tissue, yeah? But what I'm saying here is that you would come to the conclusion without even going to the factory that the tissue designed, right?
No,
You wouldn't?
I'm happy to accept it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not being disputed.
Okay.
If I needed to research it,
Yeah.
I have the capability to research it.
Okay. That napkin in your hand, do you think there's a designer behind it?
Exactly.
No, do you believe it?
Do I believe that
That there's a
somebody
designer?
made,
Yeah, somebody made it. Or do you-
sewed it and
Yeah.
they held the fabrics together. I don't know how they did it.
No, not how they did it. Do you think there is an individual who did it? Yes, okay. Is that more complex or the universe?
I would say I don't know, but let's say the universe. Just because
Yeah. So if that has a designer, how does something more complex than that tissue doesn't have a designer?
I believe I can research. I know where fabrics are made. I know how they're manufactured.
But have you gone to see it?
No, I'm talking about the contradiction, the contrast with the universe.
Yeah.
There is no evidence to
No,
allow
but-
me to research.
But are you saying that I can't see the one who's making it, that's why I reject it?
I'm seeing all the people that I trust on the universe, the physics, they'll all come together and say, these are huge questions. We don't know the answers yet. And I embrace that. I find a freedom in that. That these guys have the potential and
But
the
do you
capacity
think
to
you're
expand their
blind following
knowledge.
them? Because what you're doing is you're saying I trust physicists, but you're blind following because you're saying they're telling me I don't know, therefore I should come and say I don't know. I'm saying simple reasoning. If you can't deny a tissue that has a designer, then how could you look at the universe and say chance? I'm just.
So the tissue has a designer. We know about it.
How do you know about it?
I don't personally know. As in, I do know about it as a designer. I haven't seen it, but somebody can see it. In the case of God, nobody can see it, and that's a big difference. And all the analogy, as I was saying earlier, it's all non-living things and things which we know there's a designer. You always give example of that rather than giving example of how did they. Say oxygen level.
Yeah, but does your conscious, can I see your conscious and your mind? Can I ever see your mind?
No, but that's the.
So then, can I say, would it be fair for me to say you don't have a mind?
That's philosophy.
It's not philosophy, it's reasoning.
I mean,
like if I say to you, you don't have a mind, you don't have a conscience. And if you say no, I have, I'm going to say prove it to me.
But that might be true because your mind might have created our consciousnesses, and
My
it might
mind?
be in your mind. In other words, that's philosophy.
No. Look, in my mind, I can just dream. I've got strawberry on your head.
Yeah.
And
But
there's, I can
you
imagine.
don't-
Look, I'm imagining something else. Tell me what it is.
No, I'm saying.
No.
the
Can you see my consciousness?
Probably, I can actually.
Okay.
It's quite not very
Okay.
comfortable.
All right. Okay. What could you see in my consciousness? Right now, what am I
I
doing?
can see a jump from a creator which we don't know, but we accept, we believe. No, we believe in the creator.
No, you're missing the point.
But I can then. I want to jump forward though from the creator.
Can you for a second just grab my consciousness and just put it in your pocket, just for now? Can you do
No
that?
more than I can grab oxygen and put it in my
Okay,
pocket.
all right. So does that mean I don't have a consciousness? Because you can't see my consciousness,
I can't see the oxygen.
but does it exist?
Does the oxygen exist? I trust people the reason I breathe. I understand the way the
That's
human
what I'm
body
talking
works.
about. Just because you can't see something, we can't say it doesn't exist. Because if that's the case, you need to deny gravity. You need oxygen. Okay, you can somehow come to a conclusion. Yeah, you have to deny your conscience. You need to deny your mind. You need to deny that love exists, because none of them you can see.
Sorry, but oxygen you can measure.
Yeah, that's why I said oxygen.
So other things. So God, how do we know His existence?
Okay.
How can we measure or know that there's
The
a
thing
God?
here is this, yeah.
Apart from just logically explaining it.
That's the whole point. We use our reasoning to understand that there must be a creator. For you to know the creator, now I will say to you,
So
Islam,
you're only using logic to explain the existence of the creator.
Not only logic.
As compared to, say, oxygen or consciousness or mind, because those could be measured in some way or the other.
no way can a conscience be measured. You can never ever know what it feels like for me to eat a strawberry than how it feels for you to eat a strawberry. You can never know what's going through my mind right now. It's not physical, it's metaphysical. It's not like, hey, it's not, you can't
But we're
see it.
getting there.
You know what I'm trying to say?
We're getting there.
No, but that's blind faith. You're saying we will get there, and I'm saying, why are you putting your
No,
trust?
I mean, we know when you're thinking, when you're sleeping, and we know
No,
from
you don't.
brain
What
scans.
am I thinking now?
No, I'm talking about we're getting there in terms of understanding that your mind is active in some respect.
No, of course it's active, but there's metaphysical part of it. I have a part where it's metaphysical. You can't see it. What I'm thinking, man, I can be thinking this whole place is on fire right now. You can't grasp that.
At the moment,
You get what I'm trying to say? So what we say is, if you want to know the creator, and that's a personal relationship. Now what I would say is Islam. Like I believe Islam is the truth. Now you need to come and say to me, Ali, why Islam? Why not Christianity? Why not Buddhism? Why not Hinduism? Yeah? Then I will have to come and tell you why Islam. Once I prove to you Islam is the truth, when you read the Quran and the Hadith, the narration of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, you will get to know God. Who is God? Why did He put us here? What are we doing here? Where are we going to go? Now you're getting to know God. Now obviously this doesn't mean you're going to know everything about
So
God.
existence of God, so coming back to the old one, because we can talk about Islam later. Could there be two gods?
Good question. Allah mentions it in the Quran. He says if there was more than one God, there will be conflict. Now let me tell you.
Sorry, that's the way. There could be conflict if we define God the way we define in these religions. If we can define God in a way that an entity who has created this universe, on this universe and the laws of physics, there could be another entity who has created a different kind of universe. We don't know about it. So logically, there could be more gods who all have their own sort of.
Okay, what we will say is, if there is more than one God, there is a problem, because which God created which God?
No, because they are both existing in the frame out of this.
No, we know that. What we're saying is, even let's say there's the God that created this universe. Yeah.
Yes.
When we we know there's one God. I need to ask if there is another God. Who created this God? Did God A create God B, or did God B create God
So
A?
who created the first God? So if it's one God, who created the?
Okay,
Is he uncreated?
See, that's yes.
So,
you know my
that's
fourth
what I'm
point?
saying. Could there be two or four uncreated gods?
No, they can't be, because when you say it's two uncreated God, how can they both be uncreated and be there at the
Just
same
like
time?
the first one is uncreated.
No. The reason why we say the first one is uncreated is because if there was another God, for example, if God wanted to, for example, do something, let's say God wanted to start the universe, so God says, I'm going to ask God who created me, can I create the universe?
No, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking that you are saying there's a realm outside this known universe, where these entities live, or one entity live.
One entity.
So in that realm, why can't be more entities? This entity, all I'm saying is this entity has created this universe, but there could be another entity who has created something totally different. We don't know about.
But what would happen
logically, you can have.
If there is more than one God, there will be conflict, because I will say you created.
So what's the problem?
No, the problem
If
here
there
is
could be
if
conflict,
there is more than, because there will
Let
be
them
chaos. No, there'll be chaos, because if God A wants to say I want the universe to be green color, and the other God says no, I want it to be blue color.
So what you're saying is one God can't live in harmony with the other God, and
Exactly. It can't. No, because there's more than one God.
we don't know about any characteristics apart from what's being told in the religion.
What we believe in Islam is one God, right? We believe He's uncreated, because He has to be worthy of worship. Today you have Christians saying Jesus is God. We're saying Jesus is a man who went to the toilet and ate food. He's not. If you can allow me, please, Uncle. So what we say is Jesus is a man. He's limited. How could God be limited? If I said to you, the God that I worship, on Mondays he goes to sleep. We say that God is not worthy of worship. How could God go to sleep? Yeah? Just the way when these individuals come and say, oh, this statue, the Hindu God, yeah, has this many arms as an elephant head. We're saying this is created being. We say God, Allah, is nothing like His creation. There's nothing unto Him. That's why if you look into all religions, Islam is the only religion that understands this pure monotheism. Worshipping God alone in worship. We don't associate partners to God. We believe God is one and only. And Allah says in the Quran, if there was more than one God, there will be chaos. Allah explains this to us. He says there will be chaos on the earth. If I'm not mistaken, yeah?
It says in Surah Al-Mu'minun, chapter 23 of the Quran, verse 19, Allah says that if there were more than one God, first of all, it starts with the fact that God couldn't have created a God of the sun. Each one of those creators would take part of the creation. In other words, there would be a conflict in interest in regards to the gods, yeah? So in other words, you can't have more than one ultimate creator. It's actually impossible. You can't have more than one ultimate creator.
We're talking about the realm of impossibilities where anything could happen. I mean, we could have an uncreated entity which is we don't associate with anything else here.
That's what we're talking about.
We are talking about totally a place where we don't know anything about.
If we say there's one ultimate creator,
the laws there shouldn't be based on the laws here. So
there's not a
in
one
here
more
we
point.
can say if there are two managers, there'll be conflict. But not in that realm. That realm is totally something which is...
But that's a good point you made, because actually you're saying that in this realm that we live in, we know that there's a creation, for example, yeah? Which is the universe. The question is what created it. So if you use Occam's razor, which is a philosophical construct, and also something that's used in physics, it's something which says that basically you should reduce your explanations to the simple possible explanation. So in the case of creation, it would go down to one.
Yes.
So even if you wanted to use these kind of constructs, using Occam's razor and using the idea that
So this creation has to have one God.
Has to be one.
Otherwise, there be another creation with another God. There's a logically.
Oh, can there be another creation? Oh, okay. But he's my teacher, by the way.
Nah, man.
There be another.
Okay, I'll ask him some questions.
Logically,
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, God, did you say can God have different creations?
No. Could there be another creation by then?
Creation. Yes.
Creation.
God can,
With another God. Yeah.
With another God.
With another
Okay.
God, yeah.
What we're saying is, if there is two gods, what he said, we need to come to the most thing that's going to make sense to us.
If there is one creation and there are two gods, I understand your point. But could there be more than this creation?
No, there's one God. If there is more than one God, I have to ask the question here: which one created which one? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's like
They're both out.
No, but I want to worship the one that's the most powerful, the most knowing. So if that's the case, if he's the all-powerful knowing, I'm just finding out that there's another creator in the scene. So I'm like, hold on a second.
So in this creation, you want to worship that?
No, it has to be. Not just me. There has to be one creator. Now, I think what's really important and what will make you understand is that if we can prove to you why the Quran is from God Almighty. Because if I prove to you that the Quran is from Allah, would you accept that?
That would be great, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah? So I think that will be really valid, because then what will happen is we will explain to you why the Quran is from Allah. You will either accept it or think about it or go home. Yeah. Okay. So I think Brother Muhammad can elaborate on that because he knows the Quran in Arabic more. I'll let him.
Can I ask one thing? Do you know the first surah revealed to the Prophet? What number is it?
96.
You said 23, surah 23. Do you know the surahs before 23 and after 23?
Yeah, 22 and 24.
No,
No, he meant by in Arabic.
Oh, the actual names.
no, the
Not
numbers.
names. What did they mean?
What as they were delivered by the Prophet.
No, he's
When
saying
was
the order changed.
In the order.
Uncle, do you mind if you answer that?
96, 68, 73, 74.
Yeah.
I know it very well.
Uncle, do you mind if he answers that straight after?
Okay, I know you can answer. I see a lightning in your face, so
Yeah.
we will catch up
Oh, you
later.
talking about Asbal Nuzul?
Yeah, you
Let's talk
recognise
about what
that.
came first,
No,
what came second, what came third.
Yeah, in the order.
Alright, by the way, there's difference of opinion on that. So there's no straight answers. We know.
It's, when you read it,
We'll talk about that later.
Well, he's going to address it, I promise you.
First of all, before you get started,
We'll come
before
to
you
you.
get started,
Uncle, I promise you, we're going to give you the answers, but let him address it.
We want to present a case
very
here.
relevant to what you said
Because
before.
you're such a gentleman. We want to present the Islamic case to you.
Yeah.
Because you always come here for 79
Why
years.
do we need to worship God?
Yeah. No, he's first time. How long have you been coming here?
Long time,
79 years.
long time. Yeah.
How was it before?
Well, there was a time when there weren't any Muslims at all.
Really? Are you happy or not happy?
Right. But
Why is the Quran from Allah?